Welcome to You're My Best Friend, a podcast about life, friendship, and tacos. My name is Ruben Jay.
And I'm Moxy Ann.
And Moxy, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving and Black Friday and Small Business Saturday and Shaking Up Sunday and Cyber Monday.
All those things and more.
All those things and more. How was your Thanksgiving?
You know, this was the first Thanksgiving I did that Brad and I actually had to split the holiday. I'm very surprised that we made it this far without having to do the drive between the two families. Probably because we didn't have an Easter or a 4th of July. But it was great. We spent the first half of the day at his mom's place, and she made some amazing French food. And then, yeah.
I'm not invited.
Next year.
No, I'm going to Mama Big's house right now and eat something.
And then we drove to Palos Verdes and we got to see my family. It's a little bit closer this year. We usually do a giant party, and this year it was just, intimate family. Yeah, but it was great. How was yours?
It was good, man. This was the first year that we had Thanksgiving at my house since my mom passed away. So it was an interesting, emotional day, but it was good. It was good. It was fun. My dad told me never again. It was a long day for him, even though I helped out with a lot of it and ended up having to do all the cleanup, but
yikes.
Which means I just half-assed it and then he came and finished cleaning later, which is how I do cleanup. So this week's episode is brought to you by our Amazon link. We do have an Amazon link in the description down below. Moxy, why don't you tell people about our Amazon link?
Our Amazon link is one of my favorite things that we've ever done. I don't know why I'm talking like this. I've been watching too much I Love Lucy. Our Amazon link, you can find that link in the description down below. And if you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be really easy. If you're checking this out on one of your favorite streaming platforms, you can find it there as well. Basically, you just take that link, bookmark it on your computer, and then click it whenever you start your Amazon shopping. It'll take you to the Amazon homepage. But by using that link, there's something in the embedding and the code or whatever. I don't understand how technology works. There's something in there that... that basically tells Amazon, hey, this is one of our affiliates. They get 10% of what you're buying right now. Doesn't cost you anything. It helps support the show. And that's one of the best ways to support the show right now because we're actually demonetized.
Run it back.
We're not making any money. So go shop on Amazon and use our link. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Do it now. Also, we do have no Cyber Monday sales right now. But if you go and you purchase an And Tacos t-shirt from the link down below, I will make sure that Moxy personally calls you and says thank you.
I will personally call you from a blocked number. So you don't have my number.
Yikes. We also have a Google Voice number you can call him from. Just remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just FYI. So there is no new episode this week, and I'm too lazy to put together a compilation episode. So what I decided to do is Moxy and I just finished recording an episode of my upcoming podcast, Ruben Jay and Friends. And I decided, hey, you know what? Let's just tag an extra 20 minutes to that, and we will jump in and do something a little bit different than what we normally do. And first of all, just say thank you to everybody who has downloaded this podcast in 2020. It's been an incredible year for us, even with the demonetization of our podcast and the big move that we have planned once the new year hits.
Yeah, definitely. It has been such a great year for us. This has kind of been the year that we've both looked at it and gone, oh, wow, we can do this.
Well, I mean, I've always said that, but
I know, but for me, like, this is the first year where we've gotten the numbers and we've gotten the following, and I've been like, oh my gosh, podcasts are actually a thing. This is amazing. So thank you to you guys, because without you guys, I would still be doubtful.
I mean, she still is, but
I still am.
A lot less doubtful than she was in 2019 when we started this. So what we're going to do is I just subscribed to a new app called Poddex. And I figured this is a little fun holiday game we could quickly play, do a couple of these questions, and it would be enough to keep people happy for this episode. So we're going to play a game of this or that.
Okay.
Why? Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to throw the question out to you, Moxy. You answer it, and then I'll answer it right after you.
Okay.
Okay. So which movie would you rather watch? Anchorman or Zoolander, and why?
Anchorman, because I don't know what Zoolander is.
I will also say Anchorman because I've never watched Zoolander. Although I would just do Anchorman 1, not Anchorman 2.
There's a 2? There
is. Would you prefer living in a 1-story home or a 2-story home, and why?
Oh, 2-story. Because being able to separate your place of sleep and your bedroom area, like your personal space, from the community shared space is kind of amazing.
You know, you could still do that in a 1-bedroom or a 1-story bedroom, right? Or 1-story house.
Yeah, you could still do that, but like having that difference to me, it's a distinction to me. I don't know why. And you also get a lot of space. Like even if you're in a very small square footage, you get more space if you're in a 2-story.
I also prefer 2-story homes, but just because that's what I've grown up in, and that's almost all my friends live in a 2-story home or a 2-story apartment. And so it's I think it's easier. Like if you keep the downstairs really clean and the upstairs isn't as clean, like no one's going to most of the time your friends aren't going to be going upstairs into the bedrooms. So people will think you have your stuff together, and then in reality you really don't. Yeah. But I will say this. My mom always used to say that her dream was to have a 2-story home until she got a 2-story home and had to clean it. So there's that. Yeah. That's a stupid question.
What is it?
Here's interesting. I'm going to ask this in 2 different ways. Okay.
Okay.
So the first way is, would you rather have nice abs or nice biceps, and why?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a really good question. I think nice biceps because I have neither right now. I don't have nice abs or nice arms.
At least you're nice, though.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm nice and squishy. I would rather have nice biceps because I'm more likely to wear like a tank top on stage than I am a crop top.
But would you wear a crop top if you had nice abs?
You know, probably not a crop top, but you know, I would let a little skin show.
Okay. I personally would probably prefer to have nice abs because I've always had this flab up front, and I think it'd be nice to look at something different for once. So that's my rationale. So the flip of this is going to be, would you rather your partner have nice abs or nice biceps?
Oh, I don't care. Brad has both.
Okay, but hypothetically in this question,
I guess nice abs.
And why?
I guess nice. I don't know. This is the first person I've dated who actually has had like a build.
A build that's not Italian food.
Yeah. Nice. I don't know. Brad has both. Do I have to choose?
If you had to choose,
It's up to the delegates. The delegates.
The delegates. Do you want to tell a story real quick?
What? Oh yeah, the other day, I don't even remember what the context was, but you said that, and I just very confidently was like, "It's up to the delegates."
And your mom said something about it, them being in the washer. Which is hilarious. So abs or biceps?
Abs.
Okay, interesting. I would also go with abs because why not?
Yeah.
Okay, so would you rather read a newspaper or a magazine, and why?
Oh, I would rather. It depends on the magazine and the newspaper. Is the newspaper super biased and stupid? Is the magazine Cosmo? No. I want to read interesting magazines. If it's like a history magazine, I would be all over that.
I'm much more of a newspaper guy. But I also would rather it be on my tablet than it be an actual newspaper. But I'm definitely a newspaper guy. I'm like to be caught up in my current events, even if they are biased,
Yeah.
one way or another. Do you prefer graffiti or murals?
Graffiti.
And why?
Because I think that, well, okay, this is gonna sound very weird. From my experience doing photo shoots, graffiti is easier to pose in front of because it's less
Imposing.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to go with graffiti as well. I feel like graffiti is a lot more freeing. It's like freestyle rap versus
Well, also, your American graffiti is terrible. European graffiti, if you've ever seen it, it's really beautiful. Like European graffiti can actually be its own work of art in itself.
And I want to clarify as well. I'm not talking about like just straight up tagging. I'm talking about like actual graffiti art.
Yeah, I love graffiti art. It's really cool.
Okay, this is a weird one. Would you rather play it safe or roll the dice, and why?
Play it safe.
And why?
It depends on what we're talking about.
Well, this doesn't give me like specific specific scenarios, so I can't really.
It depends on what we're talking about. I tend to go with, in my previous history, whenever a door opens, that's where I go. And when a door is closed, I don't really push back against it too hard. Like I push back against it for a time, and then I kind of say, "Okay, this isn't happening clearly," and then that's it.
You say that that phrase very clearly, or the word clearly is part of that phrase?
Clearly is part of that phrase.
Okay.
Like this clearly isn't happening, so I'm gonna let it go. So probably play it safe, just because I go with like what's in front of me and what I make happen.
For sure. I think I'm much more of a roll the dice person. I've always been the type of person that's like, I don't care if I'm not making money doing something. I'd rather be happy than be making money. So I'm much more of a roll the dice person. Are you a totally honest person, or do you tell white lies?
Oh, that's a good distinction. I used to be a way worse liar than I am now. I would lie about stupid little things like little white lies. And then when I started dating my first boyfriend, I realized I couldn't do that anymore. Like all the time, stupid things like, "Oh yeah, I'm eating dinner," and I wasn't eating dinner. And then I started dating, my first boyfriend Iggy, and I had to like realize that wasn't good for the relationship. So ever since then, I've tried to have honesty is the best policy and just be totally blunt with people. There are times where I'm like, "No, I'm busy," and I'm not. But I never do that with the people that I really care about. Like my roommate Melody, I've told her, I like straight up told her I will do little white lies with other people. There's a handful of people that I don't lie to. You are one of those people.
I believe that I'm a totally honest person. However, there are situations where white lies are important.
I think that's racist.
Which coffee do you prefer? Starbucks coffee or Dunkin' Donuts coffee? And why?
I've never had Dunkin' Donuts. Probably Dunkin' Donuts because Starbucks coffee makes me feel really crappy. I like Starbucks, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm much more of a Starbucks aficionado. I have a gold card that doesn't expire until like 2025 from Starbucks because I spend so much money there. I will say this though, the only thing that I like at Starbucks right now is their cold brew. Everything else is pretty much trash. But since I generally only drink iced coffee, I'm generally drinking Starbucks because everywhere else is cold brew. Just doesn't taste good. Just does not taste good at all. So this is a this, that, or other. This or that or other. Okay. Are you early? Are you on time? Or are you late? And why?
I am trying to fight to be on time most of the time. I generally fall on the side of late, but I'm trying.
Sorry, I got a really random message. I tend to be early. She doesn't have anything to say about that. I come from radio where if you're 15 minutes early, you're late.
Yeah.
So for the most part, I tend to be really early to stuff. I tend to be one of the first people to show up to stuff, and tend to be sometimes the last person to leave. All right, let's do 2 more.
Okay.
Does that work? All right. Do you prefer phone calls or texts?
Text.
And why?
Better to have things in writing. You know, for the legal investigation.
Hey, if I've learned anything in the Trump era, it's to not have anything in writing ever. It depends on the situation, but I generally tend to prefer talking to people on the phone or directly. So that's my answer. I already answered that question. Oh, that was a good one. Do you prefer handcrafted stuff, or do you prefer mass-produced stuff, and why?
That's a good question. Probably handcrafted, but it depends on the quality. If it's good quality, I'll take either.
Yeah, well, so here's kind of where my brain goes. My brain goes, if it's handcrafted, it's probably gonna be 10 times more expensive.
Yeah.
And if it's mass produced, it's probably going to be cheaper. You're probably gonna get better quality from a handcrafted thing than a mass produced thing, but you're probably going to be able to get better customer service from a mass produced thing than a handcrafted thing. So it's like really comes down to like, what do you prefer?
Yeah.
Now, if all things were the same, I'd much rather support somebody who's handcrafting something than mass producing it. But mass producing tends to always be easier, and that's my story. I'm sticking to it. All right, that's all we have for you guys.
That's it. What?
Did we do 2?
Yeah, we did.
We did 2? Okay, cool. That's all I have for you guys. That was a fun little game we played called This or That, featuring our pod deck.
I like that.
Yeah, it was fun. Make sure to share this episode with your friends, even though it's kind of stupid.
I don't know what that was. Finger guns.
All right. So with all that being said, make sure to subscribe to this podcast. Subscribe to MultiMediaMouth on YouTube, youtube.com/MultiMediaMouth, and follow us on Instagram at
MultiMediaMouth.
Follow us.
Oh, Best Friend Podcast.
And of course, our Facebook page, facebook.com/
The Best Friend Show.
And our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/
Life, Friendship, Tacos.
And visit our website at
lifefriendshiptacos.com.
You don't sound too excited.
I'm struggling to remember.
All right, guys, we will see you guys next week with some sort of something.
Ka-chow.
What?
I don't know.
What is okay?
Ka-chow.
No.
Yes.
By the way, does my skin look good? I started a new skincare regimen.
Ooh, it does look good. Nice. Supple.
I don't know what that means. All right, bye.
Ka-chow.